Hi. Today is Tuesday, I think.
Yep.
And today we are at
Biscayne
Biscayne
Bay.
National Park.
Biscayne Bay National Park. Our second national park on the trip.
Neither of us could sleep because our feet were on fire this morning.
Okay, we're not talking about that anymore.
So we were up pretty early, tried to go catch a good sunrise somewhere where we continued to get eaten alive.
And we missed the sunrise because there was a giant cloud in front of the sun.
We didn't miss it, we were there. So we got to Biscayne at like 8 maybe. We had to check in at 9:45. So we just wandered around by ourselves. We packed our lunch.
Took a little quarter-mile walk.
So today we went out on a boat with Harold and one other couple and one lady who came by herself, and her husband and son went on a different boat today.
She's from France and she didn't speak very much English. Or she didn't like us.
So the first half of the day was paddleboarding. Very, very windy. I'll start with that. So he took us back to Jones Lagoon.
Jones Lagoon.
We don't know. Paddleboarded. Jared, within the first 10 minutes, rams my paddleboard, takes it out from underneath me, and I go flying backwards into the water.
She went from standing up to on her butt to in the water. It was the funniest thing I've ever done. I wish I had videoed it. We didn't video it.
But it was mostly because there was a guy, the other guy that went out with us, could not, even after the end of 2 hours, paddleboard, even sitting down on his knees, on his butt, nothing.
I felt bad for him. He was trying to kayak it, like on his butt, and even that was a trouble. Like that was trouble for him.
That was really cool. The water a lot of times was only a foot or two deep. We saw a couple sharks. The biggest was 3 feet?
3 or 4 feet.
It was cool.
Yeah, like we were only in like, I don't know, a foot of water. It was really, really cool.
Then we went to, we paddleboarded for like, I don't know, a little over 2 hours.
Yeah.
Then we went to Adams Key and ate lunch there. It's nothing but a deserted island that used to be a country club, nightclub type thing.
Fishing club.
For the
wealthy Miamiites.
Yes. On a clear day you can see Miami in the background, but you won't be able to see it today. No. I mean, we can tell it's there, but you won't be able to see it in the video.
It's there.
And then this afternoon, usually you can go to a coral reef and snorkel, but it's very windy, and he said we couldn't snorkel there today. So instead he took us to, don't remember the name of it.
Bay.
We went to a different bay to snorkel, and that was cool. At times the water was a little cloudy, I think because the wind would stir sand and kind of blow sand around. Saw a ton of fish snorkeling.
Yeah.
Some bigger fish, like maybe that big. Some that were pretty colorful, yellow and blue.
And like a horseshoe crab that was like this big. It was on the bottom. It was really neat.
Didn't see any seahorses. He said there's seahorses, but they're hard to see because they camouflage.
Yeah.
And he said sometimes you can see sharks there, and if you're really, really lucky, you'll see a manatee. But
we saw no real wildlife.
We snorkeled for over an hour, and it was a little on the chilly side. I'm still shriveled up. I haven't recovered yet. We both got burnt. We wore sunscreen. We got burnt.
The paddleboard ride was like 2.5 hours, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a long time. It was really fun. It was only fun because there wasn't that much wind and we were in Florida on vacation. I don't understand why people think that that's a fun sport.
Yeah.
We'd much rather kayak.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's really hard to steer in paddleboarding. And there are times you're going through the mangroves and you only have like a foot to get through and your paddleboard is a foot.
Yeah. I like being like down in the water. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, I ended up in the water a couple times.
Yeah. So that was our day today. Kind of different than all the other hiking ones.
All the other national parks, period.
Yeah. It's the only underwater national park. Pretty cool.
Very cool. And we only saw like a very, very small part of it.
Yeah.
Like you could come back and do a different trip. And we're very lucky that we didn't take this trip yesterday, because yesterday, remember, it stormed and rained, so that would have poo-pooed this trip. Poo-pooed.
I don't have anything else. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we'll go back to the campground and take one of our cold showers. The water at the campground is not heated, but it's a shower.
We'll try different showers.
That's true. I don't think it's going to change where the water comes from.
Could.
I think it's still going to be cold water.
Yeah, we'll see.
This is a good park.
Yeah.
But you got to like get out on the water. You can't just like come and look at the visitor center or you won't see anything. I don't have anything else.
Me neither.
We'll talk to you tomorrow. Sorry we forgot to do a video from out on the boat somewhere, but the water was really pretty. We could see through it. It was usually...
It was crystal clear and pretty. You just can't see it. So you have to take our word for it.
Yeah.
Okay. 6 minutes and 37 seconds. One time.
Yes.
See you guys later.